from the Big Heavy World Studios in Burlington, Vermont, this is The Anything Show with John Francois. I hope you know what you're in for.
Yes, indeed. Saturday, June 19th, as we record this. John Francois here, back at the Big Heavy World Studios in Burlington, Vermont. I almost forgot how to do my job here. I haven't been here in like a few weeks because of, other commitments. But now, finally back here at the controls with actress and host of the Black Hole Sun podcast, Massiel Hernandez, joining me on the phone as always from New York City. Hello, Massiel.
Hey!
Alrighty, wonderful. We have a great show for you guys today. Actress Karyn Parsons. Oh my God, I interviewed Hilary Banks from The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and Karyn is now going to be starring in a new film called Sweet Thing. I'll be talking to her in 50, 51-ish minutes or so, depending on how long me and Massiel go on a tangent.
We always do.
We always
long.
but you know what? Our tangents are with flavor and love, aren't they?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yay! All right, Hollywood gossip coming up later on. Massiel has quite a lot to say about the colorism casting controversy behind the film adaptation of the Lin-Manuel Miranda musical In the Heights. For our Let's Get Viral segments, a mom is reading her son's dirty DMs out loud, Massiel. Woo! Spicy.
Wow.
I know. Forget about Father's Day. Let's just have Mother's Day right now. You know what I'm saying? All right. Oh my God. The day is finally here. So we are recording this on the 19th, and the podcast episode will be released on all platforms on the 20th. So today we are going to be announcing this month's winner of a $100 gift card and an Anything Show shotglass and keychain. So
yay!
I know. For the past month, we've been asking you guys, what is a food you would eat every day if you could? And we're going to find out who our winner is of that contest.
How exciting. Woohoo!
I know. And finally, just in a bit for our headlines, we're going to talk about a face mask you can wear and then eat. I love it.
Gross.
I know. Massiel already going for that finish line there. Yep, I love it. Listen and subscribe to The Anything Show with John Francois on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. Leave us a rating and review on Apple. It really helps us out, those algorithms. Follow on Facebook.com/The Anything Show, Instagram @Anything Show Francois. That is Anything Show, FRANCOIS. And search for The Anything Show with John Francois on YouTube. Like I said, shot glasses and keychains, they are available, so send me a DM if you are interested. Massiel, shall we do the headlines?
Let's go for it.
Yay! All right, if you are bored with your non-edible face mask, I have something that'll one-up that. So this, I know, right? So this bakery in Japan, Massiel, they're now selling edible face coverings, because I can't say the plural of mask, that you can wear and then eat. So each mask is a small circular loaf of sweet bread called melon pan with a crisscross pattern. So it kind of looks like you've got a big waffle strapped to your face. A pack of 5 of these edible face coverings costs $16. It does ship from Japan. So, by the time they get to the U.S., they might just be stale. Massiel, I know you already kind of gave your opinion, but, please repeat for the crowd that doesn't make sense. What do you think about the idea of an edible face mask?
Gross.
Now,
I mean, it sounds delicious. If it was okay, so I will take it back a second. It is gross, but let's say you do go to a bakery and there's plastic on the other side. I just feel like. Yeah, no, it's gross. Never mind.
Yeah, and also not only is your point saying that it's gross, but I feel like, all right, we're buying something that's supposed to be a form of virus protection, and then almost immediately after we buy it, we're gonna eat it. Then what? So what's?
Yeah.
So is it gonna be this cycle of just buying something that's supposed to protect us from COVID and then eating it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like for me, it's like buying a car and then eating it once you buy it. That car is expensive. Why would you eat something that you need to get?
Who would eat those tires? Ew.
Have you tasted a sweet and sour tire, Massiel? You haven't lived.
Ew.
But the only thing I can say about these edible face masks are that I feel like maybe eating it could protect your internal organs from COVID. Maybe, I don't know.
No.
All right, that's too deep right there.
That's too much.
All righty, speaking of the pandemic, 68% of Americans admit they intentionally avoided deodorant at some point during the lockdown. Yeah, because they just didn't see the point. And of course, there was a big drop in deodorant sales because of it. Look, Massiel, I just think all of these people are disgusting because, I'll take it from personal experience as someone who showers and deodorants every day. If I go just like one measly 24-hour period without showering and deodorant, stuff like my armpits feel like sweaty dumpsters. It's just disgusting. What about?
Yeah, I was gonna say the word of the day is gross.
Yeah.
Like that's disgusting. I am also a big advocate for smelling nice and clean, fresh and clean.
Yeah.
I shower every day. I put on deodorant every day. I don't understand what's the point? I mean, unless you live by yourself and you really don't care how you smell. But in most cases, I feel like everybody lives with somebody else, and I'm like, be respectful. Nobody has to smell your BO.
Yeah, like, okay, I get lazy days every now and then. Like, I've had a lazy Sunday where I haven't showered or wear deodorant, but I feel like the people that have not left their house for a year and a half, it looks like that they haven't done any work on their hygiene for a year and a half, which disturbs me, which bothers me.
Crazy. It's crazy because I feel like this past year has been something else, because even now that I'm starting to socialize with people, I feel like my social cues and my social kind of poise, I'm totally off, and I don't know what to say sometimes, and it's just like, I'm awkward, you know?
And you know what? Maybe in your lack of social skills this past year and a half, Massiel, maybe within that you forgot how to spell, which brings me to my next headline. Apparently, the most misspelled word last year, and kind of not surprising given the pandemic, it was quarantine. Now, how do you spell quarantine, Massiel? Go ahead. How do you spell quarantine?
I don't know. I was a terrible speller in school. This applies to me, and I'm not ashamed of it because I was a terrible speller. Like, I was good at everything. I just, to this day, and I was a teacher too. I was at school. I had to like really work on my spelling for very long. I wasn't good at it. So I'm probably one of these people who couldn't spell quarantine. But if you found it out, quarantine, I mean, you should be kind of okay, but okay.
Okay, well, let me spell it out for you on this Google document that we both have access to, Massiel.
I didn't even look. I'm like, never mind.
No, you're good. You're good. So quarantine is spelled Quarantine. A lot of people in the past year thought it was spelled quarantine, like CORN. Yeah, like CORN, the food, space, teen, TEEN. Yeah.
Well, I knew it was with a Q and a U. That I know that much. Wow. You know.
Okay. So for slang's sake, Massiel has been like, all right, guys, I just got COVID. 2 weeks of Q.
I'm in the queue. I'm in the queue.
There you go. I like it. As the pandemic is winding down, people want to travel like crazy. And this next headline here is concerning me because if you're going to travel, make sure you know where you're traveling to, like where your landmarks actually are, because a new survey actually asked people where like all these different famous landmarks are, like the Grand Canyon. Only 38% of Americans know what state the Grand Canyon is in. Now, Massiel, without looking at the Google document, what state is the Grand Canyon in?
Well, I read the Google Docs. I already know.
Fine. Okay, for quarantine, you didn't look at the Google Doc, but Grand Canyon, of course, you're all over it.
Yeah. Well, I kind of knew it, already, so I knew it wasn't Colorado. Like.
You know what? It seems like it would be in Colorado because I mean, I look at the Grand Canyon and it looks like a very like dry climate, middle of nowhere desert thing, and that describes both Colorado and Arizona, which is
true.
Which is the state that the Grand Canyon is actually in. So yeah. And 32% of people knew where Niagara Falls is. Now, okay, understandable. Some people get Niagara Falls, New York and Niagara Falls, Canada confused. But I guarantee you there are no notable waterfalls in the Niagara Falls, New York. So please know that you're going to Canada to look at those famous waterfalls. So, All right, Massiel, do you want to know where in the country that there's a lot of white people in? Are you interested in that?
Not really. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm black. Massiel is Latino or Latina. What's the correct term for you?
Latina.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna. It's our next headline anyway. So, in case you want to know, the whitest state in the U.S. is Maine, with
No way.
I sense some sarcasm there. Did you already know that Maine is super white?
It's pretty white. It's pretty white.
Yeah. Now, of course, they're known for lobster. Is that like a very white people food, Massiel? Because I don't know. I mean, I should know as a black person, but I've never seen black people eat lobster much. Do Latina people eat lobster much?
No, I mean, we eat seafood, but lobster's not the top one. I feel like lobster's, I don't know. I'm not a fan of lobster.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it just seems like a crunchy red piece of crap.
And it only tastes good if you put a lot of butter on it. So it's like,
well,
okay.
I don't even like butter, Massiel. So that's a problem.
Ew! What's wrong with you?
Oh, okay. All right. Look, yeah, the same person who's judging.
Don't go to France. You'll get kicked out. All they eat there is butter.
Well, that's hurtful because my last name is Francois. I feel like I would fit in perfectly there. Oh my God! Well, so we're talking about the whitest states in the country. Maine is number one. Vermont, where I'm based right now, of course, is number two at 92.7%. So how am I making it out alive these past 3 years, Massiel?
Yes.
I have no idea. Oh God! Thankfully, I have my beautiful white girlfriend as my shield every day.
Hilarious.
I know. And Hawaii. Hawaii is actually the least white state in the country. Only 21.7% of people.
I can see that.
Yeah. Hawaii seems like a pretty diverse place, so that's awesome. You know what, Massiel, if there's anything I'm annoyed by in our next headline, it's people who really take advantage, like, brides or grooms that are about to get married, and then they're like, if you're going to come to our wedding, you better give us, like, cars and drums and houses for a wedding gift. Like, we want to be spoiled rich. Now this,
yeah, and I won't go to their wedding. I would be like, okay, no, I'm not coming.
Exactly. So this next headline here, this bride's wedding registry is going viral because she demands guests spend at least $400. No exceptions. Yeah. So this is what she's specifically asking for, Massiel. A new car, floor tiles for the whole house, and Gucci purses. Really? Go
Where
F.
does she live? What a dum-dum.
Honestly, go F yourself. That's what I'm going to say to her. Go F yourself. I mean, like you said, Massiel, if you're not going to be satisfied with what I'm able to afford to give you, because, especially in the last year and a half, a lot of us have had to work under like a specific limited budget. I mean, if you're not satisfied with what I'm able to give, then, screw you. You're not even worth having in my life as a friend,
Yeah, a Gucci purse. What does that have to do with your wedding?
Oh, God. You know what? I'm going to take that Gucci purse and I'm going to poop on it and send it to you. How about that?
Oh, man.
I know.
You're feisty today.
I'm as incensed as you are about the In the Heights controversy, Massiel.
Oh, boy. Wait till we get there. Yeah.
I know. We're coming for something there. All right. So next headline here on the Anything Show, coming from Pennsylvania, this 44-year-old woman is facing charges after she tried to hire a hitman to kill her husband for $4,000. This is legit, Massiel. She actually asked for a payment plan of $100 a week for 40 weeks. Now, the only thing that's coming to my mind is, what did the husband do to cause this wife to want to kill him?
What did the husband do? Are you kidding me? I can see this. Men can be insufferable sometimes.
I mean, but to the point where you want to hire a hitman to kill them? I mean, the woman can just choke the husband herself, but to hire a hitman?
Good point. Well, maybe she doesn't want to get her hands dirty.
I don't know, man. I mean, did the husband cheat on her with the woman's mother? Like, what the hell is going on here? I don't know.
Well, my thing is the payment plan. That's amazing. Like,
yeah,
I've been paying $100 for 40 weeks to finally get someone to kill my husband.
Yeah.
So I put my husband's death on layaway. Like,
Exactly. Kill my husband, damn it. But you know what? I'm on a tight budget. I mean, can we just work something out? Like maybe do a payment plan online, like my college tuition. Like, yep. Hey, another story about guys just being stupid enough to kill. Two women in Houston found out they were dating the same guy right before the man was taking a trip to Turkey with one of them. So the two women dumped him at the airport, and then vacationed in Turkey together. You know what? I love stories like
Love that.
Yeah, I love it because often you hear when two women find out that they share the same man, often you hear about them catfighting over the man. And
the fact, which is not even worth it. It's not worth it.
Exactly. And the moment when two ladies can find out that, all right, the man is the one that cheated on both of us, like we should be, getting him out of our life and, consider us the victims. Like, that's awesome. So,
yeah,
I love it. All right, well, let's talk about age, Massiel. You ready to talk about age? Yes.
So that's good.
Yeah, a new poll. Next headline here. A new poll found that 24% of people said they expect their 30s to be the best years of their life. 21% said their 20s, 15% said their 40s, and 9% think it's their 50s. Now, Massiel, you told me like a week or two ago that you are in your 40s. So
yes, I'm 43. So very proud of being 43.
Nice. So you've lived through your 20s and 30s. Would you say your 20s or 30s have been better than your 40s? Like, what's your opinion on this?
No, not at all. Like, my 20s, that was a dumpster fire. A hot garbage dumpster fire. Then my 30s were a little better, but I really am enjoying my 40s right now. I'm 43, so I'm really enjoying it. So
nice.
The only kind of problem with your 40s is your body starts to making cricketing, crackling noises, but you're like, you definitely have to stretch when you get to 40.
Yeah.
That's the only thing, but you're good, you're set, you're your person, you're doing what you want to do, and I think it's a really great time of my life. I haven't gotten to 50, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't like the concept of like, which is the best years of your life, because I mean, I feel like day by day, like life is what you make it. You can choose to live your life day by day and try to make it the best possible, or you could do what this survey indicates and say, all right, well, my 20s is going to be the best, so after my 20s, it's just going to go downhill. I'm going to be depressed. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. And like, I don't know. I just feel like that's just setting yourself up.
Crazy. Yeah, no, it's like... if you're in your 20s right now, just know that it gets better, and it's what you, and like you said, it's what you make of it.
Yeah.
Truly, you learn more, so you know more, you know better, you know yourself, which is important. I think that if you take time to get to know yourself and know what you don't like and what you do like, it will be the best years of your life.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think that is a great way to end on our headlines. Please, whatever age you are, it's going to be the best age of your life. All right, here we go. That is the headlines. If you have a headline you want to send me and Massiel, facebook.com/theanythingshow, or you can contact us on Instagram @anythingshowfrancois. All right, John Francois here at the Burlington Studios, and Massiel joins me from New York City as always on the phone. Oh, I'm so excited. For like a month or so, we've been promoting the fact that you could win a $100 gift card and an Anything Show shot glass and keychain. Now is the time to pick our winner. Massiel, are you ready for a round of Ask Anything?
Yay!
Yay! All right, here we go. So, for the past month, I've been telling you to tell me what is the food that you would eat every day if you could, on our Facebook, on our Instagram, on our YouTube page, all of that at The Anything Show with John Francois. Let's see, a few more YouTube responses just before we get to our winner. Wibbo says fish or chicken would be a food that he would eat every day if he could. Valorant World says hamburger. Bali Dolly says pasta. Mighty Devil says burger. Baitiagi says Indian parathas. Saya says sushi. And Champion says chicken. So thank you to all those that responded through the YouTube videos at The Anything Show with John Francois. That's how you can search for us on YouTube. Massiel, what do you think about all those foods there?
That's very diverse.
Okay, I know. Now, do you even know what Indian parathas means? Because I had to ask.
No.
I don't know either. You know what? Let me see if I can find. You know what? That's going to take too much time. But basically, it's a unique.
It sounds delicious.
Yeah, it does sound delicious. So shouts out to everybody for their diverse choice of food, a woke variety of food, as me and Massiel might want to call it.
No.
Yes. And okay. All right. Massiel, let's just cut the music. We're going to get to the chase. I got a drum roll ready. We are going to announce our winner of the Anything Show $100 gift card and the shot glass and keychain. Please, Massiel. I think last time you gave me the impression that you didn't like a drum roll. Do you actually?
No, I do like a drum roll.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay. Do I have your permission to do a drum roll right now?
Of course. Go for it.
Okay, here we go. All right, congratulations to Melissa from Littleton, New Hampshire. Pew, 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 pew. All the rockets, all the fireworks, just in time for 4th of July. Yes, Melissa, you have won the $100 gift card and the Anything Show shot glass and keychain. Melissa, as you're hearing this, please message me directly at The Anything Show with John Francois on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You know what it is. Melissa is one of our followers, so she knows how to do it. Melissa is our winner, and she is going to be a great example of you if you have not won yet. Your next chance, of course, to win is going to be sometime in mid-July. So stay tuned, because every week we're going to be bothering you with this Ask Anything question like we always do. Melissa, congratulations once again. Massiel, where's your rockets?
Pew, pew, pew.
Alrighty, that didn't take that long. I literally said the Ask Anything segment on this doc. I said it was going to last 10 minutes, and it lasted 2 minutes.
Oh boy, a lot of talking.
Oh no, we're good, because it gives us time to get into like your 40-minute rant on In the Heights later on. So why not? Massiel, let's take a breather. We do have to acknowledge our sponsor. It's a wonderful science fiction book series from Steven Koutz. It's called Shadowed Stars. So we're going to take a break. I will note that there is an error in this ad. When I say, so I basically mentioned that book 2 is available at a certain time, and I mentioned 2 different series as book 2. Well, the first time I say book 2, that's actually the book 2. The next book that I mentioned, that's actually book 3. So there you go, for fans of the science fiction book series. Book 1 available now, book 2 will be available in July, and then book 3, The Children of the Something, will be available at a later time. So that's what you need to know going into this advertisement here. So after we hear a word from the Shadowed Stars science fiction book series, me and Massiel will give you your viral videos of the week, okay? Hang out. It's The Anything Show with John Francois.
Support for The Anything Show with John Francois comes from Shadowed Stars, an epic science fiction book series with a mature flavor. It is by Steven Koutz, and it's written in a dark form to give the reader the feel of being in unexplored space. Let me give you an idea of book 1, which is available now. In the year 2089, Earth had experienced a rapid shift in political and technological developments. Reported sightings of UFOs and alleged human abductions had reached such an alarming rate that governments decided to remove national boundaries and unite as one planet under one leader. The new government, the United Nations of Earth, made space exploration and defense of the planet its top priority. Journeyer was one of the first ships sent into space to find new discoveries and, above all, the search for sentient and intelligent life and to open peaceful negotiations. Prior to its recall and decommission, Journeyer was captured by an alien race of the highest intellect and an ally of a carnivorous alien race with ever-expanding territory. The Journeyer's captain, Drew Cage, was forcibly taken for a reason. Meanwhile, other crew members like Eva Cusping and Enrico Dalches, sent to a planet to restore lost communication satellites, will be caught between warring kingdoms. Captain Drew Cage and Eva Cusping will learn something about themselves that will make them question their existence and their beliefs, leading one to anger and rage while giving the other enlightenment. Both will undergo a transformation that will set them on course to good and evil in an intergalactic war where the survival of the human race and other life forms is no guarantee. They will encounter allies and enemies as they realize some questions you may not always want answered. Number 1, are we alone in the universe? Number 2, is there a God? Number 3, what does the future hold? And if you really want to know, find out. Shadowed Stars, Book 1 available now in paperback and ebook and can be ordered through any bookstore or online at Amazon. You can search under books or by author Steven Koutz, Koutz, first name Steven, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, iTunes. Also, Shadowed Stars, The Reign of the Black Guard, Book 2 coming out in July, and The Children of Home Book 2 is currently in edit, so stay tuned for that. ShadowedStarsBooks.com is where you can find them. That's ShadowedStarsBooks.com. And follow Steven on Instagram and Twitter at ShadowedStarsBK, as well as Facebook.com/ShadowedStarsBooks.
All right, yo. Let's get right into it. Thank you, Shadowed Stars, for sponsoring the Anything Show with Jean-Francois. All right, Massiel, you still there?
I'm here.
Yay! Let's get to our viral videos of the week. You know how it works. Videos that just probably popped up on your feed, your social medias, whatever. Starting with this one. Oh, this is perfect because we're recording this right now on Father's Day weekend. And Massiel, all I got to say is either this baby is stubborn or still learning. Probably the latter. I think this is the baby with its mama, and the baby is trying to, well, the mama's trying to teach the baby to say mama, and I guess the baby wants to say something else.
Say mama. Say mama.
Yeah, so clearly the baby, I guess the baby likes Dada more than Mama, Massiel. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
All right, next. I know. Damn it, baby. Come on, like them equally. All right, a woman explains how she judges a first date based on the guy's restaurant choice. So basically, Massiel, this next video here on TikTok, this woman is, saying overall that, a casual dining restaurant is the only kind of restaurant she wants for a first date. And she actually overthinks this. She actually breaks down what kind of guy you are based on the type of restaurant you suggest for a first date.
You take us to Applebee's. I immediately note that you're probably an alcoholic and are only here for the $1 Long Island iced teas. I'm ecstatic. I don't give a fuck about the food either. We get blacked out, hook up, and probably never speak again. You take us to Olive Garden. It's clear that you tried to make an effort to pick the most romantic out of the options that you had. Also says that you're not real picky about the food as long as it has butter and calories in it. I agree. Unfortunately, it doesn't make up for the fact that you're not Italian, because a real Italian wouldn't take me here. You take us to Chili's. You immediately win. I know that you're a man of taste, culture, and style. And if you bring up the 2 for $25, we might actually have a future together. You take us to TGI Fridays. I conclude that you're either a sociopath or have formed an emotional connection to this restaurant at some point, because we all know that all they offer is uncooked ribs and screaming children. You take us to Buffalo Wild Wings. I applaud you for thinking out of the box and not feeling threatened by the look of me eating wings. Hot, I'm interested, but you'll probably cheat on me if we end up dating.
Now, Massiel, what are your thoughts about this woman's assessments of restaurants and, how they reflect the guy that she's going on a first date with?
So a lot of those restaurants, because I'm in New York, they're considered tourist traps here.
Oh.
So for me, it doesn't count. I will say, if they do take you to Olive Garden, that's not a real Italian, for sure. But if you come to New York, those are where all the tourists go. So this doesn't apply to me.
Okay, you know what? And as someone who's visited New York many times, I totally get what you're saying. Because look, I'm of the same. Anytime I visit New York, I basically go to the touristy places, i.e., the places that are familiar to me that I know I will like.
Yeah, I get it. I understand why people do it. But please, if you come to New York, try to go to a restaurant that's not one of the ones that are back home. Try to go to like Little Italy, go to Chinatown, go to anywhere else, but just don't go to Times Square and spend all. And another thing is, people know this in New York, and they're going to charge you more than what you would get charged at home. So don't waste your time.
Absolutely.
There's cheaper options.
So if you were on a first date with a guy and he's coming to New York and he says, like, hey, let's go to Olive Garden. How about that? You would probably assess him as a basic tourist, a basic bitch tourist.
I'd be like, are you out of your mind? There's a place called Little Italy. You can take me to an authentic Italian restaurant. I don't need that.
There you go. All right.
Snobbery. I know it's snobbery. I know someone's going to say she's a snob, but that's okay.
No. Hey, you guys in New York, you're often called the greatest city in the world. So I think there are moments where you deserve to be snobbish about your local restaurants. So that is completely fine. All right. Well, it is Father's Day weekend, but sometimes moms can be those dirty, cool aunts that we want them to be. And I guess this next video here, a mom tries to guess which thirsty DMs were written by her adult adult son who's sitting right next to her. I mean, pretty much the best part, if you listen to this, is how lame the mom thinks the dirty DMs are.
But I think you would be good at it.
No, she'd be wrong.
Really?
I'm really bad at it.
Wow.
You're about to find out.
I could commit crimes with those eyes. That sounds so much like you. Because you love beautiful faces and eyes and teeth. And you would be saying something cheesy like that.
Is that cheesy?
Yeah, to me it is.
Okay, all right.
Girl, you are thicky. I hope the hell you didn't say that. I'd come through the phone and choke you.
Do you know what thick means?
It sounds like you're heavy.
So thick with multiple C's means that a girl is curvy.
Oh, you would like that then.
Why would you say that?
Because your ex-wife was a little thicker.
Oh, okay, all right. What's the next one?
All right, well, that is a relationship I'm never having with my mom. I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, that was awkward.
Yeah.
That was so I was like, ooh, when are we ending this? Like,
Right.
ugh.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think, I don't know if you were on the show when I mentioned this, but when I mentioned to my mom a story that involved kissing my girlfriend, just the thought of kissing my girlfriend turns my mom off. So that gives you an idea of how uptight Christian she is when it comes to my love life. So we're nowhere going to be near, me discussing thirsty DMs to my mom.
Jesus.
Oh, Lordy Jesus. All right, another mommy video here. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. And it doesn't have to be mommy related. This is just like maybe just in general. Could be daddy related for Father's Day weekend for all we know. So this mommy blogger named Destiny Ann, she's going viral after she got on TikTok and said that she doesn't pay her daughter for chores. Take a listen to her explanation.
Let me know if this is weird. I do not pay my daughter for chores. We're blessed, we're abundant. Let's take care of our stuff. It's that simple. But I do pay her for the things that she's passionate about. So she came to me and she said that she wanted to do gymnastics. And when it got difficult and she was like, I don't want to go to practice, I don't feel like it. I said, you know what? Let's make this your job. I'll pay you for that. And my belief behind it is that I want my daughter to know and have a positive association with money and feel like I can choose something that I feel good about. I can leave my family for 8 hours and actually go do something that is going to make me feel fulfilled and lit up so that when I return to my family, I have a full cup and I can actually get paid to do something that brings me joy. And so I incentivize her passion so that she can be more disciplined in it, but I do not incentivize with money things that she does not enjoy doing. Is that weird?
All I can think of, Massiel, if my parents decided, hey, you enjoy this acting hobby, because I used to, be an actor when I was younger, let's pay you for it. Like, I probably wouldn't even dive into auditions or anything else that would actually pay me. I would just rely on my parents. Like, I'd be spoiled rotten. What do you think about that?
Well, here's the thing. I never got an allowance. So
okay.
I started working at 11, 12 years old. And I think that was the best thing for me, to have an actual job, to have my own income. It taught me a lot about responsibility. So when parents talk about, chores shouldn't be, the word chores shouldn't be given such a burden. I think that this is something that kids should understand, that my mom used to say, I do my own, when I was 7, I learned how to clean and cook and do my own laundry, but it wasn't framed as chores. It was framed as, these are the things you're going to have to do when you get older. This is big people stuff. So I think that we need to really step away from that kind of chores are bad things. I mean, these are critical, essential things you have to learn. And I feel like kids need to get, do things they love, their hobbies, but also get a little part-time job so they can learn that, money doesn't grow on trees, and that one day mom and dad won't be around and you have to work and have that responsibility. Yeah,
and to bounce off that point, I also think that kids should not be paid for chores, because really the reality, as you mentioned, is that eventually they're going to have to do these chores on their own when they're in their own place, and they're not going to be paid for it. It's because you got to to do it. You got to maintain your house. So this idea that like, oh, hey, Sally, here's $5. Now do the dishes. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna put them in a sort of like entitled, sort of spoiled place when they grow up. Like maybe they'll have to think about like paying a maid to do the chores for them.
Exactly. And you know what? My mom was like, she encouraged me to go get a job because she's like, I will pay for, obviously I pay for the food and I pay for the house and whatever. If you want extra spending money to buy whatever you want, because I would be like, oh, I want these sneakers, I want this. She goes, well, go get a job.
All right. There you go.
There you go.
Sounds like an awesome mother. I like that. Alrighty. Let's just go total exorcist right now, Massiel. There's this choir.
Oh, boy.
I know. There's this children's choir that has a kid who, like, when he starts singing, sounds like he's possessed. Take a listen. Yeah, he just starts shrieking like he's the devil.
No!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Everybody sounds like peaceful, angelic Charlie Brown kids, and here's this kid like, like what the hell are you? Are you Alien versus Predator? What the hell's going on?
Oh my goodness. Poor baby. I mean, I guess. Is there any contents to this? Like, I'm so confused why this child is allowed to shriek like that.
I think it's just either he was kidding around or he genuinely tried to sing and it just came out like he was possessed. So that's that's
wow. Ooh, wow.
Oh, this is making Massiel
awkward.
This is making Massiel sweat like crazy. I love it. All right.
Craziness.
Hey, speaking of kids, we got a couple of Disney videos coming up next. First off, here's a Disney worker on TikTok who shared the dumbest question she ever got from a guest.
I have been waiting for this one. I worked for Disney World as a CP in Bell Services, so at one of the resorts, and I once had a guest come up to me who had been checked in for hours at that point, and they still hadn't received their luggage to the room, and they were using Disney's Magical Express service. We were trying to track down their luggage and we couldn't find it anywhere in our system, so we finally asked the guest where they left their luggage. They told us that they left it on their front porch of their home because they thought the service was magical and that they would come pick it up and take it to their room, as if there's a magical bus that goes around all over the world and just picks up people's luggage and sends it to Disney World. Because they're just supposed to know, I guess. That's a 100% true story.
And that's how you know that Disney has really touched the hearts of kids and adults alike. Like, Disney has done its job well when even adults are like, oh my God, there's a Magical Express service? Well, come on, wave the magic wand.
I'm just this whole episode is just awkward and gross. What's going on here?
I don't know. But the idea that by Disney magic, you can have your luggage taken from Vermont to California. It's just insane to me. So
that's wacky.
All righty. Hey, another Disney one. Let's see. Amanda DeMeo on TikTok. She actually went to Disney World the other month, and her outfit violated the dress code because she had a little bit of underboob showing. So this gave her an opportunity, Massiel. This gave her an opportunity to get some free merch from Disney. Take a listen.
Okay, guys, new Disney hack. If you're wearing a shirt that shows a little underboob, they'll write you a ticket when you first enter Magic Kingdom. I'm not sure about the other parks, but they'll write you a ticket so you can get a free shirt at the nearest gift shop. I just got a $75 t-shirt just because I was wearing a shirt that was exposing my underboob a little bit. So yeah, if you want free Disney shirts, that's the hack.
So Massiel, I'm gonna go to Disney in a Speedo and like a bra, and I mean, can you imagine?
TikTok is the gift that keeps on giving, man. Holy moly!
I mean, but wouldn't you consider this just to get some free clothes from the otherwise very expensive Disney? Come on!
Don't give your money to Disney. Well, you know what? It's kind of a funny one. Like, why were you showing underboob anyway? Like, I'm like, you're going to Disney World. Like,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Hey, I know. I mean, some people, they like to dress the way they like to dress, and then they forget, oh, you're in the land of Mickey Mouse. Children probably
There's kids here. There's kids here.
Yeah, I'm guessing children don't want to see your titty. So there you go.
No, they don't.
Alrighty, this might be our last video, I think, because we have many more, but we're running out of time here. Why not end off on farts? And now stay with me, Massiel. Stay with me, because this actually has a bit of intelligence to it. A YouTube expert who explains stuff actually shared a few interesting facts about farts.
99% of what comes out of your butt when you fart is completely odorless. It's the 1% that causes the trouble, primarily hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide exists in a typical fart at a maximum concentration of about 1 part per million. And you might be thinking, well, the more I can get into my farts, the worse they'll smell. Yeah, that's true, but only to a point. I call it the fart limit. According to OSHA, if your farts were 30 times stronger, they wouldn't even smell like farts anymore. They would smell sweet. Sickeningly sweet, but still. And if your farts were 100 times stronger, they would smell like nothing. Anyone who got a direct whiff would experience immediate olfactory paralysis. By the way, it may not be medically possible, but in theory, a fart could literally be silent but deadly.
Yeah, so Massiel, is it me? Is it me, or is that a little too deep, overthinky science for a smelly toot sound?
I don't believe him. I do not believe him. I think most farts smell funky. I don't believe him, and it does also have to do with your diet. Like, some people just are smelly because of what they eat. So I don't think that they, like, 1% is the only smelly ones. I feel like it's got to be a higher number than that.
Oh, yeah. You give me a bowl of broccoli, I will clear out a room in 2 seconds, Massiel.
Oh, yeah. Me and asparagus.
Hey, you know what? I've said this before about asparagus. The thing I love about asparagus the most, Massiel, is that it makes your pee smell funny. I don't know why. I just like that.
It does. It's true. That's a fact. That's a fact for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's a great way to end off our viral videos. We love farts, and we love asparagus-smelling pee. If you have a viral video you want to send us, facebook.com/TheAnythingShow. Instagram, also, @AnythingShowFrancois. Jean-Francois here from Burlington, Vermont. Massiel Hernandez on the phone from New York City. She's a wonderful actress and host of the Black Hole Sun podcast. Coming up after our Hollywood gossip, we are going to be, I'll be acknowledging another sponsor. And then after that, I'll be speaking with Karyn Parsons, an actress who you may know as Hilary Banks on the Will Smith sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and she's in a new film called Sweet Thing, which I believe is in virtual theaters right now, so definitely check it out. Massiel, shall we do our Hollywood gossip?
Yay!
Massiel is so excited to get angry. How ironic is that? I love it. I love it. So, of course, we got to start off with, I think, what may be the biggest pop culture story of the last few days. Lin-Manuel Miranda, a long time ago, he had a musical called In the Heights on Broadway that put him on the map. And then years later, after Hamilton blew up on Broadway, Lin-Manuel Miranda decided to make a film adaptation of In the Heights. And the casting has been the subject of controversy because of the lack of Afro-Latinos in leading roles, which I guess from what I read reflects the Washington Heights community. Now, Massiel, as someone who's in New York, who's obviously familiar with that community, you have your opinion. Now, I will say, when I read this story, the only thought that came through my mind was, oh, well, of course this is going to happen because, I don't know, I just feel like in this world today of super PC wokeness, like you're always going to anger somebody. You're always going to, have that group of people that's just going to say, oh, you're not representing us enough and blah, 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 no matter how hard you try. I personally think that Lin-Manuel Miranda had the best of intentions going into this, and he did apologize and said he would try to, learn and work better on this. But Massiel, it looks like for the past week, you've been really fighting with people on this topic. So go ahead.
I've calmed down significantly since the story broke and since this has been released. So you will get the PC version because I am still an entertainer who I can't badmouth everybody,
Do your thing. Go ahead. What's up?
So my biggest concern is a lot of people were like, we should celebrate Latinos. And I think that's important. The most important thing I want to talk about is that it is a celebration of Latin Caribbean culture, which I'm a part of. And that's important, like the music and the dancing. I actually know a lot of the dancers in the movie. So I think that's a beautiful thing that people can see us, because I think that a lot of times when I talk to other people from other countries, Latinos are kind of squished together in one group, right? So it's great to see something representing Puerto Rican, Dominican culture. For me, that's amazing. On the other hand, being someone who has been to Washington Heights and has seen the population, who has actually interviewed for jobs up there, who has eaten in the restaurants, who know the people, there was a big misstep when it came to casting people of color. There is a large Afro-Latino community. For anybody who doesn't know what Afro-Latino means, it is Latinos from mostly Caribbean countries, also Colombia, that are Black, but they speak Spanish. And they grew up in the DR mostly and Puerto Rico. So Washington Heights is a big Dominican community. There is Puerto Ricans there, but it's mostly Dominican. And this isn't a fact, but this is what I see. It's like 90% Black Latino. So to kind of see this movie and see it kind of be kind of whitewashed was kind of disappointing to me. And I've been fighting hard all week. Like, this has been disappointing. We have to talk about whitewashing these movies. And that's kind of how I feel. Like, I'm excited that it's celebrating my culture, but I also want to talk about whitewashing movies.
Yeah. Now, so this same whitewashing, was that also reflected in the Broadway musical version of In the Heights?
It was.
Okay.
That's what's very infuriating, because in the musical, in the Broadway production, it was very much whitewashed as well. So I was hoping that the movie would kind of be like, you know what, we're going to try to cast as many. And the other thing that infuriates me is I am an actress in New York, and I know at least 20 Afro-Latino actors who could have been in this production.
Right.
So to me, it's like it's a wasted opportunity. But on the other hand, I want people to know that it is, a celebration of a different culture, because unfortunately, Hollywood only sees Mexican and Cuban Americans, but they don't see other Latin subgroups, which is disappointing to me. So I'm on the fence a little bit, because I'm just like, it's a chance for people to showcase their culture, but it's also like, oh, but we also missed out on this. So I know people will disagree or agree with me. So go for it, guys.
Now I wonder with the whitewashing that happened in the Broadway production of In the Heights, I wonder if there was like the same outlash that happened. I mean, is it only because we're of the time now where we are more aware about discrimination and such that that now it's becoming to light that, oh my God, like Afro-Latinos are not being represented correctly in the Heights?
I will say this. I was thinking to myself the same question. And I think that my big issue is, if this was released prior to Hamilton, I would have said, okay, like I would have kind of not cared. But if you watched Hamilton, he has a very diverse cast. I know it's part of the story, but it's like, okay, so you did this for Hamilton, but you couldn't do this for Washington Heights. Yeah. So it's kind of like, okay, like I don't know what's going on there. And it's a missed opportunity. It's a missed opportunity. And like what my friend Raymond Hernandez said, he goes, and he is Afro-Latino. He's Dominican. I think he's from the Bronx. He said this perfectly. He said, yes, it's a missed opportunity. And unfortunately, Hollywood only sees green, and they want to accommodate, a lot of people. But let's not overlook the importance of showcasing Latin Caribbean culture and what it's doing. And he also was like, we shouldn't, this is not the fight to fight. Let's keep on moving forward and keep on making projects where we do showcase Afro-Latinos. And I thought that was a great thing. And that kind of calmed me down a little bit, because it's good to hear from somebody who I know and respect saying something like that.
Right. Now, I wonder what you think about Rita Moreno, because she was on Stephen Colbert. Yeah, she was on Stephen Colbert's Late Show recently, defending Lin-Manuel Miranda, basically saying that, he didn't mean any harm, and this guy has already done so much for the Puerto Rican, Dominican, sort of Latino community in general. So what are your thoughts on that?
She actually went back on that, the comment. She actually went back on it.
Oh, she did? Oh, what did she say?
Apologized.
Okay.
She apologized apologized. She said she felt that her comments were dismissive and she didn't want to dismiss anybody. I think that, if you think about it, Rita Moreno has profited off a very great career in Hollywood. And I had another person who's been in the business for a long time also be like kind of dismissive about this situation too. I don't know if it's just like, hey, I just need to get work done and I can't be wrecking the boat like this. And and that's understandable. And I feel like that may have been the case for Rita. Like, she doesn't want to rock the boat. She's been in the business so long. She has to support who she has to support. And everybody has a right to their opinion. Everybody has the right to their opinion. But she actually apologized because she thought her comments were a bit dismissive. So I appreciate that.
Gotcha. And when we say whitewashing in the film adaptation of In the Heights, we're talking about like light-skinned Latinos and Latinos were reflected as opposed to. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, there's one one African American character. He's also in the play, and that was also another thing. There was a storyline between him and a Latino character, and they removed it, where the dad is racist towards this African American man, even though he is Afro-Latino, which is kind of funny. Wow. They removed that too, so it's kind of like maybe, I don't know. I don't know Lynn personally, so I don't know what was going through his brain when he did this. Yeah. A lot of people are talking about him. A lot of people are watching the movie, so maybe it's a good thing, Bad publicity is still publicity. So, I've come down significantly. Hey. I was really angry. I was flipping a table angry,
Hey, and as a Latina yourself, you have every right to be angry. I
mean, I don't know if anybody out there knows how I look, but I'm more ethnically ambiguous in my look. But my mother is Afro-Latina. Oh, so for me, I've seen the racism towards her, and it upsets me because as an actress in this business, I have a lot of friends who are Afro-Latino. I want everybody to get a chance. I want everybody to get their part, and I want everybody to succeed in this. That might sound corny, but I do want my friends to get out there. I have so many talented friends who are Afro-Latino, and I want them to this would have been great for them,
Absolutely. So, yeah, this is a great conversation that's definitely worth continuing on, whether it be through social media or in-person conversations. So, definitely a wonderful way to figure out how we can improve when it comes to diversity in films. And that is our Hollywood gossip. Alrighty. We really couldn't top that, Massiel. So I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna.
It took that long.
Yeah, because we had 50,000 other stories to get to, but we're running out of time, and it's just even if we weren't running out of time, it's like how do you transition from that conversation?
It's a pretty impactful conversation. So I hope that people listening to this will understand my side and understand the situation. So.
Yep. If you have a piece of Hollywood gossip you want to share with us, Facebook.com/TheAnythingShow. You can also contact us on Instagram @AnythingShowFrancois. Okay, before I let you go, Massiel, I got to acknowledge another partner of ours supporting The Anything Show with Jean-Francois. I got to give a shout out, and I hope I am pronouncing her name correctly as I'm trying to find the background music that is appropriate for this. Oh, here we go. Emma Paunil Music. Emma, if you're listening to this, if I pronounced your last name incorrectly, I apologize. Tell me the correct pronunciation. But Emma Paunil Music has a wonderful series of musical children's picture books. So as you hear the Dancy Kids background music, you just know that if you're listening to this and you happen to have kids or even know someone in your life who has kids, you have to check out the Emma Paunil music books. If you don't know Emma, she's an author and musician of over 20 years dedicated to emotional understanding for kids and adults, especially for the past year and a half where our emotions and mental health has been tested. Now is it couldn't be a more perfect time right now to dive into these musical children's picture books. And Emma also has a science background, also of over 20 years. Oh, wow. I know. Isn't that awesome? So Emma has spent countless hours researching the beneficial psychological and physiological effects of listening to instrumental music, like the instrumental music you're hearing in the background, on the decreasing of anxiety in children and to increase their creative performance. So you can listen. Oh, wow. I know. Yeah, you can listen to her companion piano music releases alongside the reading of both of her children's Children's Picture Books. Let's see, we have books like Gentle Dragons, Healing and Dealing with Emotions and Feelings, Queen Teen the Cat, A Story of Gratitude and Compassionate Attitude. And if you want to go to Emma Paunil, emmapaunil.com, that's EMMAPAUN as in Nancy, IL.com. Search for that, and you'll find all the musical children's picture books that you'll need for your child. Because really, Massiel, I think teaching kids, about dealing with your emotions, managing them, I mean, there's really no better way to start than as a kid, because, as you get older.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't you feel that, sometimes, children are raised to be like, oh, you should be happy all the time. And if you're not happy, then, keep it to yourself, because if you...
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a lot of, as someone who's taught in a classroom, there's a lot of, I don't know, I think a lot of parents, especially if your parents are older, they kind of not dismissive, but they're like, if you have certain anxieties or depression or anything, they kind of sweep it under the rug. And I think it's important that we communicate with kids early on how to deal with emotional issues.
Yeah.
And I think it's great.
Absolutely. So Emma Paunil Music, thank you so much. I think I'll be speaking with her on next week's show, so that'll be exciting. Check out her musical children's picture books. Again, that is Emma Paunil, PAUNIL.com. A wonderful woman doing a wonderful thing for children. All right, Massiel, that's it for the both of us. Thank you so much, as always, for being on the show with me. And I think we're going to see each other again for next week's show, right? Am I?
Yay!
Yay! So it's gonna be another screwed up show where I'm going to be out of town for the weekend. So we're going to actually have to arrange a pre-recording thing during the week, and I know we'll figure it out as best as we can. All right, I'm so excited to present my conversation with Karyn Parsons. She is Hilary Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. You may have also seen her in movies like The Class Act and Major Payne with Damon Wayans. She is in a new film right now called Sweet Thing, and my heart almost melted because she is a beautiful, wonderful talent that I never imagined I would be speaking to. So with that said, let's get to my conversation with Karyn Parsons. Massiel, actress and host of the Black Hole Sun podcast. I shall see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody, I'm here with Karyn Parsons. You may know her best as Hilary from The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and she is one of the stars of the new film Sweet Thing. Karyn, it's such a pleasure to have you on the Anything Show.
Thank you. It's really good to be here.
Yay. So tell us about the film, what drew you to it, and what character you play.
Well, my husband Alexander Rockwell wrote and directed it, and he made me do it.
Okay.
How about that? I didn't have a choice. My husband, we work very closely with each other when we're writing and coming up with ideas and bouncing things off of each other. And very early on, he told me that he wanted me to play the mom. I thought it would pass, and but he was very insistent that I play the mother. And I knew all along that my kids, Lana and Nico Rockwell, would be starring in the film. And then the character is my character is a very dark character. The movie is beautiful, and it's kind of where this childhood kind of intersects with adulthood, and these very tragic characters, adult characters. But children are so resilient, and they find another kid, Jabari Watkins, who's in the film, who's wonderful. They're able to kind of still find this sense of adventure and thrill as they make their way through the film. Also, I should mention that Will Patton, the incredible character actor Will Patton, plays my husband. He's the kid's father in the film, and he's just wonderful as well. It's a beautiful film. It's shot in 16 millimeter black and white. It's really gorgeous and sumptuous. And then there are these punctuations of saturated color that are like candy that pop up unexpectedly here and there. It's a really beautiful experience and very hopeful, ultimately.
Yeah. And the bridge between childhood and adulthood seems to be a big theme in the movie. And I wonder, while you were involved in this project, did you have nostalgia for that period in your life?
Oh, gosh. Well, you do kind of, you do have that kind of longing It's a reminder of who we are, though, of what's inside us, because we might be adults and we might be laden with so many responsibilities and agendas all the time. But if we kind of slow down, this is who we are. We still are these kids inside, and it's a reminder. And hopefully, we can find those places and give some time to them as well. And for me, yeah, definitely, especially because I'm watching my children in there being this. So you do kind of recognize that time of your life when you could just happen upon other kids on a beach and meet them and have, experiences and just no plans and just be kind of wild and open and loose. And it's nice. It feels good. And the film gives you that experience.
Yeah. And I wonder to the fans of yours that have centrally identified you as like this comically self-centered Hillary Banks on Fresh Prince of Bel Air, like, what would you say to them as they're walking into this movie? Like, how would you sort of pitch yourself and the way this movie compared to?
I'd say just know that Hillary is in Bel Air someplace, and that this is an entirely different person that you're about to meet. You will recognize zero Hillary here. Zero.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. I remember watching the trailer of this movie, and I was getting Cape Cod vibes. I know it's set in contemporary New Bedford, Massachusetts.
New Bedford, yeah. Well, the region.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say it's the region.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Well, that actually makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, just, coming from Connecticut originally and going to Cape Cod a lot with my family over the summers, it just had like those like peaceful, like sort of beach, childhood friendly summer vibes. So
definitely. It feels very much like Cape Cod, that area, the beach area part of it, not the New Bedford proper, not so much. Yeah, which that part where that's shot, it feels like Cape Cod.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I did mention off the air that, as someone who grew up watching Fresh Prince, I'm just kind of really stunned that I'm actually talking to you. And not only that, I actually had a crush on you when I watched Major Payne with Damon.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's also a movie, and that movie that you did with Kid and Play. What was that movie that you did?
Class Act.
Class Act. Yeah. So hey, I mean, I'm almost 30, and I grew up in the '90s, so it's like you're a big part of my childhood, Karyn.
Oh well, thank you very much for saying so. Thank you.
Before we go, I had to of course ask. You recently had the Fresh Prince reunion special, I think on HBO Max.
Yes.
And I just wanted to know, like, what was it like, reliving that period of your career almost 30 years after the finale,
It was pretty surreal, definitely. I knew it would be emotional going into it, but they were really good about keeping us we showed up and they kept us at different hotels so that we couldn't interact. It was a pandemic, so you couldn't go out really and do anything or see anyone. They wanted to capture when we first came together for the first time. And mind you, it's not like we haven't seen each other over the years, but it is rare that we all come together all of us come together at one time. They surprised us and had rebuilt the set. So that was bizarre to walk with everybody onto the set after having our hair and makeup done and wardrobe. So you felt like you were preparing to go act together, and then you come onto a studio and into the set and see everyone. It was really weird. It was such a strange feeling, very emotional. And then, we without James Avery there, it was painful.
Yeah.
You can feel his absence without a doubt. He was such a strong, big part of, he was a big, huge part of the show, but he was such a part of all of our relationship together. And even after the show was over. So that was really hard to not have James there, and then for them to spring a tribute on us of James, just to let's just really get them. Let's really get the waterworks going. It took me about 2 weeks to recover from that experience. It was beautiful, but what a roller coaster, emotional roller coaster.
I bet. And you know what? While watching that Fresh Prince special, I was also reminded of the Friends reunion special on HBO Max. It was that same vibe. Like, the cast hasn't, been in the same room. They haven't seen the set in like, this many years. And then when you walk in, it's like, oh my God, what? Like all these memories just start flowing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. We also had, I have to say, another thing that was really, I have to mention is having the two Aunt Vivs come together. Yeah. Was a really cathartic experience. I had no idea how much I was carrying the weight of all of the, problems of the past, and with Janet Hubert and her, being let go from the show. I mean, we all had our feelings about what happened for sure. And it was a devastating situation that happened. We would all agree on that. But I didn't know how much I was still carrying all of that until the two of them hugged, until Daphne reached out and said, come over here, and called her to her, and they hugged. And I just felt like this huge weight just lifted off of me that I'd been carrying all these years. All of us, I think, had.
Wow. And obviously I could ask you a million more questions about, how you felt responsible throughout all that. And of course the tension within the cast and stuff like that. But unfortunately we are out of time. Yes. But Karyn Parsons, thank you so much for joining me. And of course her new film, Sweet Thing, please go see it. It is a lovely piece of work. And Karyn, I appreciate you being on the Anything Show.
Thank you so much. This was really a pleasure.
Listen to The Anything Show with John Francois on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts. How does John know how to set up podcasts? Is he that? No, he can't be that smart. Follow on Facebook at The Anything Show and on Instagram at Anything Show Francois. Did you get all that?
But in the beach area.